Addison Rae's rebrand is something we have to talk about.
Ordinary got shit on. My label was telling me it's not a hit.
She is Asian.
You don't know that. She could be Korean.
Performance at the Grammys turned into a disaster.
Boyfriend, I'm nervous.
When you shame me, it makes me want it more.
Dude, it's so hot right now, as in it's just 76 degrees, but I feel burning. So much so that I have ice pad under my shirt, so if it looks weird, I'm trying to cool off without a fan getting in the way of my microphone. Oh god. Yay. That's a great start to this video.
A few moments later.
How did TikTokers like Addison Rae and Alex Warren end up performing at the Grammys this year, when so many other TikTokers, Bella Poarch and Dixie D'Amelio, tried and failed? Just a few years ago, these creators were seen as cringe by mainstream media. And when they tried to branch out, they were told to just go back to lip syncing and dancing to silly little TikTok audio. So that begs the question, how did they end up rebranding themselves from people on your For You page to people performing on the main stage? Today, we will be deep diving into the rebranding of Addison Rae and Alex Warren and how they went from Hype House members to both mainstream artists topping Billboard charts. Okay, I'm kind of cooling off now. We're getting there. Does it help that I'm drinking a warm coffee? I really am confusing my system right now. It's giving a hot summer's day, but then also like cuddle up in the cold winter. Anyway, let's get started with Addison Rae. In March of 2021, Addison Rae was 20 years old and became one of the top earning artists on TikTok. I'm sure you remember her during her dancing days when she became one of the Hype House members, which was just a group of people in LA that all lived together in this big mansion and just made TikTok after TikTok every single day. So it wasn't super admirable work, but it was bringing in the money. And Addison was successful. Like, she was doing well for herself as just a 20-year-old. But even though the numbers looked good, she also had a lot of quote-unquote haters. That feels like a bit of a harsh term. More so, she had people that thought lowly of her. Dude, if someone told me I think lowly of you, that would sting. I'm sorry, Addison. And it did not help at all when a video blew up of Addison telling her fans to just wait a moment for a photo because she wanted to film a TikTok dance first.
Here, let me do this TikTok really quick.
Yeah, I'll get out of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't come across too well because at the time, Addison's branding wasn't like, oh, I'm so confident, I'm gonna do whatever she pleases type of girl. It was more so seen as just like rude and it justified people's hatred towards her. Yet again, hatred, pretty strong term there. I'm sure nobody was like, oh my god, I need her dead. But people just kind of rolled their eyes at her. They didn't see her as anything serious, which is why when she came out with her debut single, Obsessed, in 2021 of March 19th, she was the laughingstock of TikTok. And it's safe to say that fans were not boom obsessed. Guys, whoever wrote the script, me, she's genius. People saw it as just a cash grab and yet another TikToker who is trying to come out with music just to make money or get their hands in the pot of mainstream music. It was during an era of like Dixie D'Amelio posting that song, Be Happy.
Sometimes I don't wanna be happy.
Sometimes I don't wanna be happy. Then in March of 2021, Addison started a movie titled He's All That, which was a remake of, I believe, a 90s movie titled She's All That. Safe to say, it did not go over well. And I'm not gonna lie, when I watched it, I personally thought it was kind of bad. They leaned very heavily into the cringy, like social media terminology, and the script just felt surface level. And Addison wasn't bad at acting per se. It was obvious that she knew she was being casted for this role because she was a social media star. So it worked well for the theme of the movie. I just don't think it landed well because that is not what people were interested in watching, because when old directors tried to relate social media into movies like this, it just goes over people's heads. It's not it. And I feel like the main reason people did watch this film simply to watch Addison Rae make an embarrassment of herself while trying to branch out into mainstream media. Which, to her credit, is really hard to do, as we've been seeing, because people look at TikTokers and think, oh, they're like the lowest of the low. They don't deserve this attention they've been getting because what they do is so surface level and is so easy to recreate. Like, anybody really can slap on some makeup, put on a white crop top and some blue jeans, and then film a little TikTok dance. So they're seen as these untalented creators when it comes to the like LA hierarchy. And this Business Insider article couldn't have put it any better. Rae is hardly the first first celebrity to switch lanes, but the transition from TikToker to bona fide celebrity is particularly difficult. Just ask Charli D'Amelio or Bella Poarch, both of whom boasted more followers than Rae in 2020, but have so far failed to parlay social media fame into traditional Hollywood prestige. Bless me. As skeptics often assume that influencers are lazy trend hoppers, not creative forces in their own right. So even though these TikTokers have their fame and their money, if they want to continue up the ladder, it's a lot harder for them because they've already been put in this box. And it's hard when people perceive you this way for you to step out of this box, because everything you do to try to step out of that box is cringy. We saw this in the music video she produced with the obsessed dance. We saw this in He's All That. It's like everything she would touch turned to stone. And stone in this case is cringe, for lack of a better word. Fast forward a few years, it's August 9th, 2024, and Addison Rae just dropped the new release, Diet Pepsi. And this probably rings a bell to you if you don't know who Addison Rae is. You probably know wait, no, that's the other song. When you're driving your car, I'm your baby, wishing on you in the backseat. And so as we all know, the song took off and was named one of the best songs of 2024 on articles such as New York Times, Billboard, and The Guardian. The song helped turn Addison from just a TikTok star to a new promising artist who people were keeping an eye on, like, maybe she does have something to offer. What followed was her song Aquamarine, which didn't do as good, but fans that were curious as to what she would produce loved it, and we're catching on to the Y2K aesthetic and feeling that she had in her music. Headphones On then dropped in April of 2025, and the song solidified her talent as a writer. The lyrics were pretty relatable to a lot of people. I mean, it's about putting your headphones on and trying to drown out the noise of this chaotic world we live on. Just gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to make it feel better. Every good thing comes my way. Put my headphones on. I might be biased making this video. I might just be a wee bit biased. Annie, try not to sing challenge. And then finally, June 6, 2025, Addison releases her album titled Addison. 12 tracks on it, and 4 of them being singles that she previously had released. The album did so well that she then went on tour and, as of recently, performed at the 2026 Grammys and was nominated for Best Artist of the Year. Oh wait, sorry, not Best Artist of the Year. Best New Artist of the Year. Imagine just getting Best Artist of the Year like that. Okay, so now, how did she do this? What tactics did Addison and Alex Warren later on use to change the narrative on us? Well, first off, she deleted all of her Instagram posts, which is just an obvious way of saying, I'm starting anew. We're moving on, okay? I'm moving on, so you better move on too. And after doing that, she pulled back from posting as much on social media. I mean, she used to post up to like 12 TikToks a day, and now she was posting more like 12 TikToks in a month. If we do the math, 360 TikToks if she's posting up to 12. So let's just say 300 TikToks a month to 12. That's a major pullback, because when she was posting so frequently, it just felt like shot in the dark after shot in the dark. She was just kind of posting whatever. It was shit posting, basically. She would just hop on any trend. It didn't have to have a rhyme or a reason, trying to go viral. It felt messy, almost very desperate. So people saw that and thought, okay, this girl's just doing anything to make money. But now, with deleting all of her previous posts and being intentional with what she posts, she can be strategic and mysterious. People were wondering, okay, what is she up to? What is going on? This gives her the ability to sit back and think of what aesthetic and style that she wants to present herself as. And as you can tell by her album covers, her appearance, and how she dresses, Y2K theme, a lot of nostalgia for the age demographic that she is trying to target, which was a style that was already on the rise when she was blowing up. So it was really perfect timing that she was able to hop on that bandwagon of Y2K aesthetic. Alex Warren even commented on it saying, Addison Rae is a friend of mine and we came from very, very similar places and we were part of the same thing. She's done a really great job at being able to showcase her brand without necessarily posting a lot. It's been cool to see exactly how she does it. 2 different approaches, yet the same in a lot of ways. It's really cool to see both of us having this kind of year. It is interesting because Alex actually went the polar opposite way and posted a lot, but we will talk about that later. Addison's name was also backed by big artists like Charli XCX and Lana Del Rey. She performed a live show with Lana, and then she was also featured on a Von Dutch remix during the rise of the Brat Summer. So it was very perfect timing because the audio blew up on TikTok and it shocked people when they found out that it was Addison Rae doing the iconic It was another one of those moments when people said, okay, wait a minute, this girl is serious. And shortly after that is actually when she dropped the Diet Pepsi song. She was able to take that fuel and that fire and use it for her branding, which was great. It's interesting to note too that Addison's style is kind of a combination of both Lana Del Rey and Charli XCX. So it's interesting that early on she partnered with both of them. She has that party girl feeling, but she also has that like mysterious, I don't give any care like Lana Del Rey has. So she took advantage of their name being known and was able to honestly like be the child of both of them. Addison Rae is the child of Lana Del Rey and oh wait, Lana Del Rey, Addison Rae. Oh my God, she could be her child. Another part of Addison's branding is that she's very, very confident in herself to the point where it's like almost egotistical, but in a good way. And because of this, it's very easy for viewers to put her in a stereotype, in a box. She's a blonde, sexy, Britney Spears-like woman who owns it. She owns her cringe and she doubles down on it. Like when she was asked if she would take back that dance move that went viral on TikTok during the Obsessed music video or whatever, she said no. She would not take it back, and that if anything, she would dance even harder. Basically, she would embrace that even more. And that confidence in her mistakes really resonates with people because it shows that she's aware of it, but that she also is learning from it. She doesn't take this hate and says, okay, now I'm gonna give up. She takes this hate and she uses it as fuel. I mean, her lyrics are pretty spot on for that. There's no mystery, I'm gonna make it to go down in history. And when you shame me, it makes me want it more. Both from Fame is a Gun, which is a song talking about obviously her being famous. And then finally, the fact that people do hate on her actually kind of works in her benefit. People will probably always see her as not deserving because she started as a TikTok star, but that makes her fans even more supportive almost. It's like a tug of war. People will fight for her because they are being challenged. It's very similar to how Taylor Swift fans are head over heels for her. People's dislike to Taylor Swift makes her fans even more loyal because while there are haters on this side of the spectrum, it makes people go all the way to this side of the spectrum. It's kind of like you're in the group or you're not in the group at all. Oh, I almost just touched my coffee with my fingers. Now let's segue into Alex Warren, who started YouTube when he was just 10 years old. And a lot of people probably don't know that he actually was a YouTuber and a vlogger. I feel like a lot of people know him just for the Hype House, which was founded in December of 2019. And we touched on this earlier, Addison Rae was in it, all the big names. But during the Hype House TikTok situation, he was still vlogging, and honestly, people kind of hated on him for it. They called him the David Dobrik copycat because his format and his style was pretty similar. I mean, his mannerisms were similar to him. He kind of looked like him. He sounds like him, and it really could have just been a coincidence, or he could have stolen like an artist, which we all do. You know, we all take bits and pieces from creators we like and recreate it. I mean, I do that. That's literally what I'm doing. I watch videos on this topic before filming this video because I need inspiration for it. So, but deep down, Alex knew that he wanted to produce music, which was going to be no easy feat, but he decided to come out with his first song June of 2021 titled One More I Love You. Then later that year dropped Screaming Underwater and Remember Me Happy, songs that both touched on his traumatic childhood. I mean, traumatic is to say the least. His father passed away from cancer, and then his mother became an alcoholic and kicked him out when he turned 18 and ended up sleeping in his car for a while, which is actually when he met his now wife, Cover, who moved from Hawaii to SoCal to live with Alex in his car. It's actually a really, really cute love story, which is later used in his branding. Anyway, in 2022, him and his wife, Cover, leave the Hype House because of drama going down or something. I don't actually know. That's not what this video is about, but basically there was drama and they left the situation. Goodbye, Hype House. Alex then tried some other things like starting a podcast titled Locked In, where he would like be locked in a room with a guest for an hour. You know, the classic like, I'm trying all the avenues to see what sticks. I'm trying to make money in LA. Let's see what happens. Then in August of 2022, he signed with Atlantic Records and released multiple singles throughout the rest of the year and in 2023, along with doing a very small tour. So he wasn't mainstream, but he was dabbling in music and it seemed to have been going well. In 2024, he locked in even more and released Before You Leave Me in February, Save You a Seat in March, so 2 songs back to back, and then Carry You Home in May. Finally, he has his breakthrough song, Ordinary, which blew up across the globe. Everyone knows the song. I mean, not everyone. I saw a lot of comments of people saying like, I have no clue what song this is. I've personally listened to it a million times, so I know what song it is, but he performed it on Love Island, which was pretty perfectly timed because the branding went well. People were watching the new season and he was singing it. He performed it on Jimmy Fallon, which is pretty mainstream, and and at the AMA's American Music Awards. In June, Ordinary hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the rest was history. And just like Addison, he recently performed at the 2026 Grammys and also was nominated for Best New Artist. Now, what tactics did Alex Warren use? Just like Addison, he was not being taken seriously at first, and so he deleted his old YouTube videos and slowly stepped away from the cringy TikTok dances, because if you want to be taken seriously by the music industry, you can't be lip syncing to other people's songs, buddy. I'm sorry to break it to you. So instead of doing all that, he put more and more time into producing his music and dropping lots and lots of singles per year. And just like Addison, he picked a niche. Not similar to Addison, because his niche was more like cute, lovey husband who's been through a traumatic history. Because the common denominator in his music is love and just sadness. He talks about his wife, Cover, all the time. People see him as this family man who creates wholesome music. I mean, he literally has not made like any smexy music, you know, which nothing wrong with that. I mean, it sells, but he goes the complete opposite direction, so much so that people accuse him of making like Christian bops with lyrics like, "They say the holy water is watered down," and "Lord, return me to dust," which I don't think he is actually trying to just like be Christian in this lyrics. I think he's trying to use it as similes to express how much he loves his wife. So I don't know. I wasn't in the room when he wrote this. He also uses his trauma as marketing. As bad as that sounds, sad stories do sell. So he takes his traumatic childhood and he makes art out of it. When he promotes his music, he likes to give the background as to what it's about, what part of his life contributed to this song. I actually went to his show here on Oahu in August, and the amount of times he mentioned his dead dad, like I couldn't even count.
She had cancer. Well, fuck, got my dad too. It just nicked him, and he's just, woo, he's gone.
My song about my dead dad is out now, so go watch it.
And a lot of people might have seen that as repetitive, but if anything, it makes you more empathetic towards him. You want to root for his success. He shows you how far he's come without actually outright just saying, "I've come so far." Like whenever there's a video of him winning something or being nominated or just leveling up in his career path, there is always a comment under his videos saying, "He used to sleep in his car, now look at him." So by including his life story so much in his music, it makes people feel like they have watched him rise to fame. And people can just relate to his music all the more so because everyone's been through some tough shit. So his branding, sadness and love. Quite the branding, man. Now this is where he kind of takes the opposite approach than Addison, because when he drops a new song, he will post that song so many times before it releases on TikTok. Like if you scroll on his account, it literally is just his music. Like he does not use anyone else's sound, and it can be about literally anything. His wife or something being allergic to fish, and he will use his own audio, even if it doesn't relate to it, but it's getting the songs stuck in people's heads. I mean, it worked. That's how I discovered his music, really, was from seeing his TikToks show up on my For You page. I have a background in social media, and I love that aspect of it just as much as writing a song. And when I'm writing these songs, I'm like, okay, cool. I can do it this way and that way and that way. I post a ton. I create different accounts just in case someone is like, oh my God, this guy is posting so much. I already had a lot of followers when I started releasing music, and they might have followed me for something completely different. And pivoting to music when I did, I had to win a lot of people over. Warren also embraces the cringe and is self-aware of how he comes across. That some people just see him as this white boy that's like every other new artist, and they're tired of his pop music. He leans into that in his TikToks, posting things like, "When I'm nominated for the VMAs, but I'm okay with losing to the pop girlies," or "All of Alex Warren's songs sound the same." It makes him more likable when he's not trying to just flat out deny that. And then finally, he's upfront and honest. When there's a controversy, he steps up and makes a video on it. Just last month, when he was performing at the Grammys, musicians have these like earpieces so that they can hear their music being played, because otherwise it's super delayed, but his was off tempo, and so his singing was not aligning with the music that was playing. And so at certain points you could definitely tell that he was stressed out, and I just felt bad for the guy. Like, this is his big shot, performing at the Grammys in front of like the whole music industry. Worst case scenario happens to him, but instead of breaking down and giving up, he uses it as marketing. He goes to TikTok making a video about how his audio was delayed, and it blew up, surfacing over 100 million views. And then 2 days after that, he posts a teaser of his new music and then just posts over and over and over again. Like I said, his marketing is just posting a song a million times, but it works because the songs are catchy and they get stuck in your head and then they end up playing at the Claire's or the Kohl's in your local mall. But I love both of these artists. I think they both make subjectively great music. I mean, I am a pop princess, which is why I'm saying that. I love myself a good, easy pop song. Your music taste is subjective, so you don't have to like Addison Rae's or Alex Warren's music, but I think we can all agree that their rebrand is pretty impressive for the fact they started off as just simply TikTokers in a hype house to both making it on the Grammy stage. So that concludes today's video essay. Let me know your thoughts down below. And then also I want to apologize almost if you are subscribed. Thank you to the 600 people who are subscribed, by the way. That's amazing. You guys are literally the best. I was not expecting that. But if you are subscribed, you're probably like, oh my God, why is this content all over the place? Literally the other day you made a video about water bottles and now this. I'm just trying different things and I don't know if that would work. So please let me know, do you want me to cover like a variety of kind of topic or should I niche it down? I'm not sure. Maybe I should take some advice from Alex and Addison and brand myself properly. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Subscribe if you would dare to have my videos show up on your feed, and I will see you guys later. Bye!